Hey everybody, it's David O'Neill here at the AMA conference here. Another Drone Show Daily live in the mix here. Now, Bill, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you, David?
Now, Bill, you are the educational director for the AMA, right? Now, the AMA, everyone uses an acronym, but tell me what it actually stands for.
It's the Academy of Model Aeronautics.
Now, when did the AMA get started?
Well, we started 79 years ago, in 1936, and been a lot of changes in model aviation since that time.
Yeah, I mean, because people always think like drones especially is in the news all the time because of the technology has come to a fever pitch where people are seeing them in Best Buy, they're seeing them in Fry's. Everybody wants one of these. Now, I was a guy that I would look at model airplanes and I always wanted to get into them, but they seemed to be, when I was 17, 18 years old, they seemed to be such a high price point. And then the guys that were flying them seemed to be pilots. They seemed to really know what they were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to try it. And every time I thought about it, it looked a little too difficult. Now drones are making it even easier and you're getting so many more people coming into it. I mean, how is the AMA responding to all these new people?
Well, we really embrace the new community. I think it's a great opportunity for us. We've had basically an unbroken history of safety. I think we all want to fly safely.
Of course.
And I think that this new community is a real opportunity for us to put our arms around a new kind of flyer. And I think a comment I would make about what you just said is that the beauty of multi-rotors is where you can fly them. When I was a kid, model airplane fields were pretty well hidden. And so you're kind of at the mercy of dad or a neighbor or someone that flew them to give you a ride and hope you got a little help. And now it's kind of good news, bad news. They're so easy to fly that we want to make sure that people fly them responsibly. So there's nothing wrong with being easy to fly, but I fly model airplanes and have since I was 8 years old. And I enjoy flying the multi-rotors. And it's interesting how words develop in our industry, because the word drone, your show, drone. I was traveling this summer and I had two 2-meter pattern planes in the back of my Suburban. Stopped to get gas with my son, hatches up, and this lady walked by and she said, "Oh, you fly drones?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do. Love every second of it." Because, it's just kind of became a catchphrase for everything that flies remotely. And as I'm sure you know, the Academy embraces fixed-wing model airplanes, helicopters, and now multi-rotors.
Oh, that's great that everybody's coming in now. I mean, drones have been around, or radio control things, since the 1800s. I mean, I remember seeing, Tesla had a little remote control boat, right, in the very, very beginning days.
Right, and of course a drone was a target aircraft for military guys to use as target practice when they were in training.
Yeah, I mean, it's a term, it's a word. I mean, it's not a big deal. I usually just say I'm going to go fly, is what I say.
Yeah.
But I talk about the easeability of flying. Like if I have a model airplane or something, I can't just go down my hallway and just start flying it. I need to have some space and whatnot. I mean, you can depending on what you have, but drones can be flown easily, but sometimes you just have to really think before you fly. Just because you can do something, I have a nice car, I can go 150 miles an hour. I don't do that because it's not part of the thing. Now talk about your role as education director. What do you tell new pilots? We were just at the Drones for the Holidays event with the Roswell flight team. We've got a drone day coming up, International Drone Day. Education for all these new drones is so important. And tell me what you tell a new pilot.
Well, we've just released a program called Know Before You Fly that's an educational resource for the hundreds of thousands of purchasers of multi-rotors. Maybe you got them for a Christmas gift, and as you said earlier, they're so readily available that outline some simple things to do to operate safely. I keep using the word safety, and that's really important to us. Something as simple as not flying over people, over property, and there's a lot of concern about people's privacy, and I don't think those are issues at all with responsible flyers. Certainly people that belong to the Academy and are familiar with our safety code. When you join the AMA, you agree to a safety code. And the first thing on there is you don't fly over people or property. And that's pretty easily done.
No, it's true, and it's a great thing to be safe. I mean, flying safe and all that sounds like it might be boring or it's a restriction, but actually, like, if you went out in there and fly like a maniac and you can't fly anymore, well, what fun is that going to be? I mean, you can still fly crazy, you can still FPV, you can still do all kinds of great stuff. You just need to have parameters. Like, I'm getting into FPV racing, so I need to have a place that I can be that's safe. I'm going to go 70 miles an hour, right?
Super cool.
Yeah, super cool, right?
That looks like so much fun.
And it's skilled pilots need to do it. We need to fly. We need to know a lot of things, and it takes a lot to even become. I've looked at them for 6 months and flown a lot of little Hubsons and really been trying to get used to flying with the autopilot off and really understanding the dynamics of it before I'm even attempting it. But we're going to go to a safe place. We're going to go to a field and talk about AMA. When I join AMA, I get insurance. I get access to fields. I get a whole world of things as a flyer.
Yeah, I'd say the number one thing you get is 175,000 friends that agree to the same thing. It's a large community, and it's also a great resource of educational materials, of flying sites, because all the things you mentioned are great fun. We've all done those things, but I think the key is to ask yourself, is this a good idea? And sometimes a simple question like that will pretty much take care of the decision.
Yeah, we have an S900, which is, you know, a massive multi-rotor, so I'm really not going to do anything crazy with that, but sometimes it's taking a thought like, is this worth risking my drone? What kind of damage could it do? What kind of monetary loss am I going to have? Sometimes I'll just take a shot with a smaller drone, and because there's different tools for different things, and I'm a filmmaker, so I always think of these as tools. I mean, they're a lot of fun, but making films is fun too. Now, give me just 3 things that you want to tell. We're going to wrap this up. 3 things you want to tell the new pilot. You know, he just got a drone. He's not sure about anything yet. Just give me your top 3 things.
I would say number 1 is to become extremely familiar with the equipment you just bought. While we hate to read in the instructions, yeah, I'm the same way. But with this brand new technology, that's a pretty good idea, because most of them are self-explanatory. It's not that tough to read, and really understand the equipment you've got. Secondly, I would highly recommend joining a community-based organization like the Academy of Model Aeronautics. Modelaircraft.org is our link online.
Right, modelaircraft.org right here on the screen.
And it's $58 a year, and you get $2.5 million insurance backing you up behind your homeowners. It's really hard to beat. Plus, you get access to 2,400 clubs nationally with flying sites.
Yeah, and I mean, I always think too, like if I'm questioned I'm always very friendly to the authorities, and in fact, if I see the police or someone like that out there, I reach out to them even before I fly. I go, hey, I'm going to let you know I'm going to fly here. But I mean, if I've got my AMA card, right, I let them know who I'm a part of. I kind of keep a copy. My friend Jeff Foster says to keep a copy of the FAA guidelines on you, in case anyone questions. Say, well, these are my guidelines that I'm trying to abide by, sir. And usually all of that and keeping the attitude. Right. I mean, that's what I would say to anyone, your attitude.
Yep, and you know, the third thing that I would highly suggest is that when you are operating your drone, and it could be a model airplane, it doesn't have to just be a multi-rotor, is that you engage those people that you're with, just as you described. You're not going to threaten them. You're not going to hurt them. You're going to fly responsibly, and introduce yourself. And 9 times out of 10, those people will end up saying, "Where'd you get that?"
No, I go outside and like there could be 5 in the morning. We have this beach that we fly out. It's no one there, pitch black. The sun's about to come up. We're going to get a shot of the pier. I pull out any drone that I've got, right? All of a sudden, there's 5 guys. Where did you show up from? This guy with a dog, this other guy. Hey, I got to bring my son to take a look at this. It's a magnet. And so I want everyone out there. If you're watching that drone show, we've got thousands of people. Join the AMA. Do yourself a favor. It's a great resource. You'll get a lot of friends. And more importantly, you'll learn safety. You'll get insurance. And, become a responsible member of this community by joining this great organization. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, David. My pleasure.
All right.